Hello guys, Dan here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will show you some great technique for painting the camouflage on your miniatures, which I seen on some YouTube channel a long time ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still a great technique and it's very easy to do. You can literally paint this kind of camo in like 5 to 10 minutes on your miniature and just do the batch of them without any stress. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's start painting. I prime my models with the Hemp rope from Army Painter. If you don't have this color, you can make this one by mixing any greenish color with the khaki and try to get this tone of color, but as well it can be a little brighter and a little on the yellowish khaki side, because this will be like a base color for the uniform, so you can experiment with it. So this is my final result. On the camera it looks a little lot warmer than it's actually in the real life because of the white balance. Now I will show you the patterns we will use. I will use the heavy green as my first color, and we will use the 4 patterns and we will try to draw them horizontally. So the first pattern will be horizontal line with the angled line. The second pattern will be just a horizontal line or horizontal wave. The third pattern will be dot, and the fourth one will be like a blob or a splat. So we will go around the model and we will apply these patterns alternatively and try to paint them mostly horizontal. So you can go on some angles, but try this first one to do mostly of them with the horizontal patterns. Depends on the angle. So if it's on his arm, because it's lifted, so you will actually draw them vertically. So go around, leave some spaces between the lines and cover all the places where you actually want to have the camo. These lines, you want them to be like a medium size, so you don't want them to be too small or super big. So just find like some balance in the size, so they actually look proper on the scale of the model. On the round surfaces like backpacks or his hat here, I applied the totally same techniques. I was just going across all the surfaces and all the angles. Our second color for the patterns will be Rhinox Hide, or if you don't have this color, any dark brown color will do. So I will repeat the same patterns, but this time they will be a little smaller than the previous ones, and then I will try to place them between the empty spaces. But as well I will go on some spots over the existing green patterns that we did before, so just don't be scared and you can go over them. Actually it's advisable to intersect 2 different patterns. And the last detail that we will do will be done with the Wraithbone, and this will be only one little dot, nothing else. Try to make big intervals between the dots, because you don't want these dots to overtake the patterns, because they're really bright. So if you put too many of them, then you will lose the patterns that are under it and they won't be that distinct. So just a few dots here and there, just to have a good coverage. So this will be the final look of my pattern before I do the wash. And for the wash, I will actually mix a soft tone and a strong tone 50-50, and then I will wash the whole camo uniform. So it will give a nice darker tone, and with this wash you will have all the highlights and the shades perfect, so we don't need to do any highlighting anymore to the uniform. So uniform is completed with this step when this get dried properly. So this is the look of the uniform after everything is dry. It looks really amazing after this step, so you don't need to do anything else. I will show you the second pattern I did with only the pants and the backpack, and it's looking even better there. Now we need to paint the rest of the miniatures. So I will use a black Templar contrast for all the metal parts and the stripes that you have on chest. So I will apply this in two very thick coats. So I will wait for the first coat to dry, and then I will apply the second one. And with this color I will paint his guns, his gauntlets, his belt, and the boots as well. And as well, don't forget the handle of his handgun in the holster. As well, I painted with this color his hair and the beard. For the backpack and the pouches that he is carrying, I used the heavy black green from Vallejo, but this is up to you on the level of the green that you want to have to achieve with your mini. So the darker green will make miniature very dark, and the brighter green will create a really big contrast with the rest of the uniform. So try to find the balance. I think this heavy black green is actually like somewhere in the middle. So I just based all these little armor panels, the pouches, a holster, the little chest pockets, and all those little accessories with this color. And then I used the dark tone as my wash. In this case I added a few drops of the quick shade wash medium just to make it a little brighter and make it flow better in the recesses. Try to be neat here, not to go over the uniform that we did before. Since I forgot to paint his face, you will have to use a Cadian Fleshtone, and he don't have that much things visible on his face because of the beard and sunglasses, so you need only to paint his ears, his nose, and the neck. It's really tricky at this stage because this was supposed to be done earlier, but I forgot, so sorry about it. So if you watch this video before start painting your mini, you can paint this in one of your first steps. And then we will go back to the heavy black green after the wash is dried, and we will just pull back like the little flat areas where you have too much wash and that they are like too dark. Just brighten them up with this green again. I just did this on a few spaces, like a few flat areas, just to make them a little brighter before I start with the highlights. For the highlight I will use Sybarite Green, and I will paint this as an edge highlight on all the small edges, and you can do a little stippling if you want, because that will create like a worn effect, like on the most stressed area of the pouches, like from opening and closing all the time. And when you come to do these bigger pouches and his backpack, you can actually dry brush the paint on them. Our last big highlight is to highlight all the black parts, and with this highlight the miniature will be tied together and everything will come to its place. So we will use Administratum Grey, and we will do this as edge highlight. So every single sharp edge that you have on a mini, use the side of your brush and just pull it with like 45 on a 90-degree angle, and just create little lines. On the surfaces where you cannot actually pull your brush on the angle, just draw a very thin line. So pick up your smallest brush that you have and take your time and go around and do this highlight properly, because this will really pop up your mini. The last little detail that I will do, I will paint his sunglasses. So I will paint them first with the Periscopes, which is some kind of like a darkish blue color. And then after it's dried, I will use the sky blue and draw two very little lines on the bottom of sunglasses to create a reflection. And then I will go back to the Periscopes, add a few drops of water and just glaze over the sky blue like a few times, just to darken it a little. And that's it. This miniature is done. It was super quick job. I will transfer him to the base I made before. I was experimenting something with the pigments. Just keep an eye on the channel. I think I will post how to make this base tutorial soon. And guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to see me doing other types of camo like Arctic, jungle or the urban, please let me know and I will do the guide for you. That's it all for now. Take care, stay safe, and bye bye.